Football is a sport fueled by passion, adrenaline, and sometimes tempers that flare. In the heat of the game, even the best players can lose their cool, leading to a yellow or red card. But there's one player who stands out, a true gentleman of the game who played with incredible skill and never once got booked. That's right, no yellow cards, no red cards in his entire career. How did he manage this extraordinary feat? And what made him so different from other football legends? Stay tuned as we unravel the story behind this unique record and reveal the secrets to his spotless career. Let's take a moment to truly appreciate just how incredible Gary Lineker's achievement is. Imagine this. Over a football career spanning 16 years with more than 500 appearances for clubs like Leicester City, Everton, Barcelona, and Tottenham Hotspur, plus 80 caps for England, Gary Lineker never received a single yellow or red card. Not one. That is unheard of, especially for a forward. To put this into perspective, the average professional footballer accumulates around 30 to 40 yellow cards in their career. And that's being generous. Even the most disciplined defenders, who are often celebrated for their clean play, typically end up with a handful of cards. It's almost expected. You see, football is a fast-paced, high-contact sport. Tempers flare, tackles fly, and the stakes are high. It's almost inevitable that players will occasionally cross the line, even if unintentionally. But not Lineker. He managed to keep his cool through every match. We're talking about a player who was always in the thick of the action, leading the line, taking on defenders, and never shying away from a challenge. He was the guy everyone expected to step up and take a risk, yet he always did it with such composure and respect for the game. According to FIFA statistics, the average Premier League player gets a yellow card about once every 10 games. So imagine Lineker playing game after game, season after season, without a single referee pulling out a card for him. It's as if he was playing in a completely different realm of discipline and sportsmanship. And it's not just about avoiding reckless tackles or confrontations. Lineker's discipline extended to how he communicated with referees and opponents. He was always calm, respectful, and focused on playing the game, not on arguing or retaliating. In an era where tough tackling and hard-nosed football were the norms, Lineker stood out as a gentleman of the sport. Gary Lineker wasn't just any striker. He was a master of the art of scoring goals, and he did it with style, finesse, and intelligence. But how did this playing style contribute to his remarkable card-free career? Lineker was known for his sharp football brain. He wasn't the kind of forward who would bulldoze his way through defenses with sheer strength or aggressive play. Instead, he relied on his exceptional positioning and timing. Lineker always seemed to be in the right place at the right time. It's almost like he had a sixth sense for where the ball would end up. This uncanny ability meant he didn't need to get involved in physical duels or rough tackles, which often led to fouls and bookings for many players. One of the standout features of Lineker's game was his movement off the ball. He constantly kept defenders guessing, using clever runs to find space. This not only made him a nightmare for defenders, but also meant he stayed out of trouble. Instead of confronting opponents head-on, he'd sneak past them, ready to pounce and score. His goals weren't about power, they were about precision and placement. It's no wonder he ended his career with over 280 goals for club and country. But it wasn't just his skills that set him apart. It was his attitude. Lineker had a calm and composed demeanor on the pitch. You never saw him argue with referees or retaliate against opponents. He treated everyone from his teammates to his rivals with respect. This respectful attitude not only earned him admiration, but also kept him away from conflicts that could have easily led to yellow or red cards. Lineker's respect extended to referees as well. In a game where emotions run high and it's easy to lose your cool, Lineker maintained his composure. He understood that referees had a job to do and didn't challenge their decisions with aggression or disrespect. This sportsmanship set him apart and contributed to his clean disciplinary record. To truly appreciate Gary Lineker's remarkable achievement of never receiving a yellow or red card throughout his entire career, let's compare him to other football legends. Lineker's discipline wasn't just rare, it was exceptional, even when compared to other players known for their fair play. Take Paolo Maldini, for instance. one of the greatest defenders of all time. Maldini was known for his elegance and intelligence on the pitch. Over his 25-year career with AC Milan and the Italian national team, Maldini received only 3 red cards. For a defender, that's incredibly low. Defenders are usually involved in last-ditch tackles and tough challenges, so Maldini's record shows his skill in reading the game and avoiding unnecessary fouls. Now let's look at Andres Iniesta, the midfield maestro from Spain. Iniesta, like Lineker, played with grace and precision. In over 700 professional games, Iniesta picked up a handful of yellow cards and never saw a red card in his entire career. His focus was always on creating magic with the ball, not on getting into conflicts. His discipline on the field matched his vision and creativity. But even these two legends, Maldini and Iniesta, couldn't match Lineker's spotless record. The fact that Lineker, a forward who constantly faced tough defenders and high-pressure situations, managed to avoid cards altogether is extraordinary. Now compare this to players who were also highly skilled but had a different approach. Take Zinedine Zidane, for example. Zidane was a genius on the ball, but his career wasn't without controversy. He received 14 red cards, including the infamous one during the 2006 World Cup final. Or look at Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. Even he has picked up more than 10 red cards in his career. These comparisons highlight just how unique Gary Lineker's achievement was. In a sport where aggression, passion, and intense competition can easily lead to mistakes and bookings, Lineker maintained a level of discipline that set him apart, not just as a player, but as a symbol of true sportsmanship. Gary Lineker's incredible discipline on the pitch wasn't just a fluke, it was a reflection of his upbringing and personality. To understand how he managed to go through his entire career without a single yellow or red card, we need to look at the man behind the football boots. Lineker often speaks about his father, who was a greengrocer. Growing up, Lineker was surrounded by the values of hard work, respect, and fairness. His father taught him the importance of treating others with kindness and always doing the right thing. These values stuck with him throughout his life and were clearly evident in his playing style. Unlike many other players, Lineker wasn't the type to get into heated arguments or lose his temper. He always kept cool, no matter how intense the match was. His calm demeanor was a direct result of his upbringing. He learned early on that respect on and off the pitch was the key to success. This mindset helped him maintain focus and avoid the kind of behavior that could lead to bookings. Lineker's respect extended not just to his teammates and opponents, but also to referees and officials. He understood that the referees were there to do their job and always treated them with the utmost respect. This attitude earned him the admiration of both his peers and the fans. Off the pitch, Lineker's lifestyle was just as disciplined. He avoided the distractions that could derail a footballer's career. Instead, he focused on staying fit, eating well, and always being prepared for the next game. This level of professionalism didn't go unnoticed. Lineker's clean record became a part of his legacy, highlighting him as a true role model for sportsmanship in football. Lineker's fair play wasn't limited to his playing days. After hanging up his boots, he transitioned into a successful career as a sports presenter and commentator. And guess what? His principles stayed the same. Lineker's approach to presenting is just as respectful and fair as his approach to football. His honesty, integrity, and respect for the game have made him one of the most beloved figures in sports media. The football community has celebrated Lineker's contribution to the sports image. His card-free career is often highlighted as a shining example of how the game should be played. It's no wonder he has received awards and recognition for his fair play and contribution to football. Gary Lineker's career both on and off the pitch show us that it's possible to be highly competitive and successful without compromising on respect and fairness. His legacy as a gentleman of football remains strong, inspiring new generations to play the game with integrity. If you enjoyed learning about the remarkable career of Gary Lineker, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories and insights from the world of football. Don't forget to check out our other videos where we dive into the fascinating lives and careers of football's greatest legends.